which of the following Coffee Corner topics would be more valuable to you in the future? So whether you'd like to see the integrated workflow of RAM structural system with RAM concept or post-tension slab design in RAM concept, please give your opinion. Okay, thanks for your response. I will now move on to the Q&A to take any questions that you might have already been setting out in the Q&A pane. Okay, so the first question I can see is I'm looking into STAD tool that can help me for stack foundation design. I'm not sure what this stack foundation design means. Okay, so if you are looking for a STAD tool, then RAM concept isn't part of the STAD brand. It's a product from our RAM brand. It only has the design for matte foundation. If whatever you have seen here is relevant to the foundation type that you are looking for, then you can definitely use RAM concept. In STAD, we have a program called STAD Foundation Advanced that has the design for isolated combined pile cap matte foundation. Those are the general type of foundation, as well as plant type of foundation, like for vertical vessels or plant foundation heat exchangers. So if the foundation type you are looking for is available, then you can certainly use STAD foundation as well. Okay, so I'll further come back to you with further answers on this question. Okay, so what if we choose the beam behavior as a node torsion? I believe you're talking about modeling walls by using beams. So yes, that also works. You can select the node torsion behavior of beam as well. But I think in that way there would be some issues viewing the result. The stresses around the beams and the general slab area might be I'll explain in terms of the deflection. So if the deflection diagram and stress diagram could be difficult to read mainly because of the differences generated. So those sort of diagrams, I believe, is not generated for walls, and because of that, the remaining deflection plot and stress plot in the slab is around the same range, so that the plot is very easy to read. But if you use the beam, then you will get some issues, although not very critical to comprehend the results. Okay, so I'll get back to you again on further details by referring to the product manager and the manuals. So another question is the same. Why can't we model walls as beams and turn the torsion off? Yes, you can do that. Can you? So someone is again asking for the presentation slides. So yes, if anyone is interested in getting the presentation slide, please leave your email address here, and I can get back to you on that. How would you best model a step in a raft foundation? Current raft slab I am looking is 1 meter thick and has a 2 meter step, 2.5 meter step. So is there any connection to your above raft to the below raft? You can use the I'm not sure if you're talking about an inclined raft foundation and you want to model it as a step. We don't have anything in RAM concept for modeling, accurately modeling the sloped raft foundation or sloped elevated slab. Those sort of things, if you want, if the slope is very mild, you can just simply use the same level, or if it's very steep, you can model steps in the mat. Okay, so again, I would like to follow up on this question. Seems like a tricky one. Can friction between the slab and bearing be considered in the calculation? The friction, I believe the X and Y direction of the soil spring can somewhat be correlated into the friction. I believe you're talking about the friction of the mat and between the mat and the slab, particularly for the lateral load, I guess. So you do have the ability to have a spring for that direction, but I'm not sure if it would directly translate to a friction. What's the difference between the code slab and the full width in slab design? I've explained this in the previous coffee corner. Generally, the full width type of cross section would keep the same design rule for your areas of slab around the support and around the middle of the span that is further away from the support. But the code slab will use slightly different, although the rules can be set the same in the code slab as well, but the reinforcement design is done separately for the area of the slab closer to the support and around the middle of the slab if you select the code slab option, whereas for the full width it's the same. Okay, some of you are again asking for the slides. How to model and design to allow for uplift load from water pressure as vertical imposed load to the mat. You can simply use the vertical loading for area loading in an upward direction. Okay. So I can see most questions are related to the slides only. The remaining questions, if there are any, I'm not seeing any new questions here. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the Q&A pane. I'm seeing most questions are now related to the presentation slides, which I will share based on the interest, based on who have asked for the presentation. If there are no further questions, I would like to conclude today's Coffee Corner, and hopefully you will be able to join for further coffee corner sessions like this as well. And if I haven't answered any question already here, I'll make sure to sift through the question and answer later on and get back to you on any questions that I was not able to answer or any new questions that I missed. Okay, so thanks again for joining in. Yeah, I can't see further questions. Thanks again. We also just around the 1 hour mark. If there are any questions remaining, I will come back to you with my answers. Thanks for joining. Have a good day.